Okay, so we're gonna do today. We're gonna we're gonna do simplifying, multiplying, and dividing of rational expressions. So this is literally just simplifying, multiplying, and dividing rational expressions. So let's start off with pretty easy one, I would say personally. Okay, and that one is gonna be 5x over x minus 8. So this one, what it says is for what value would this be undefined? And undefined means that denominator would have to be 0. So this doesn't even tell us to simplify, divide, or multiply. It just says like what for what value of this is this going to be 0. And now we see here that it's x minus 8. So logically speaking, a minus 8 would lead to the 0. So that means our answer, like our answer, just be x is equal to 8. Nice and simple over here. So now let's work on another one. This one's we're gonna start off a little easy by just doing like for which value type of problems. Let's go on to the next one. So the next one's is not similar, but it's just a little longer. It's the same like which value is each expression undefined. So we're gonna have 8x, okay, plus 2, 8x plus 2 over x squared minus 2x minus 24. So minus 2x minus 24. Okay, so now it's similar, but it says for which value is this, again, being 0. So we see here that we have to first do the quadratic, solve the quadratic. So we start off with an x. To get this, we would just do x minus 6, x plus 4. It's really simple. It's a basic stuff. X minus 6, x plus 4. And this, so now what we do, we just take these out. This would be a 6. This would be a negative 4. So now it's just for these two values, it's undefined now. So for 6 and negative 4. That's all we need to do for the a little more difficult type of these problems. It's nice and simple. Alright? So now we're gonna go to our next one. Okay, we're gonna go to our next one. That is gonna be actually simplifying. So we're gonna actually start to simplify. So for our equation here, it says for what values of x is the expression undefined. So what they gave us is x squared plus 3x minus 28 over x squared minus 16. So we see this here saying for what values of x is the expression undefined, simplify. First we have to simplify and then give them what value of x. But first let's simplify. So first we know that this can just be like quadruted more because it's x squared and negative 16. So we can do x plus 4 and x minus 4. Now for this one, we can just do x plus 7 and x minus 4. That's all it is. We just need to do that. It's really simple. So now we take these two and put them under. So let's put the one on the bottom. So x plus 4 and x minus 4. So now that we got that, we can remove a few. So we see that these two are being used, so we can remove that. And now we have our last one here. So we take this and put it here. So we just have x plus 7 over x plus 4. Alright? And now that we have x plus 7 and x plus 4, we just have to see which for what value that it cannot be like, it can't be like undefined. So technically this is our simplified solution. If it just asks you to simplify the solution, but since it has that, it just cannot be negative. That's all. Nice and simple. There you go. So now I'm just gonna erase it and move on to the next one. The next one is actually just a simplifying problem, so you don't need to worry about all this, like, checking out which one's not undefined and which is. That's the easy part, to be honest, but actually move on to the interesting part now, shall we? So our equation we're going to use for this one is going to be 8x over 21 y 3 times multiplied by 7y squared over 16x3. Right? It's very simple. That's all we need to do. So now first let's multiply. So this top part would be 56x y squared over. Now we can just multiply these two. It would just be 336 x3 and y x3 y3. So now we can cancel this. So this would just be 1. This would just be 6. So now we can move this. So first we move these two down. So just be 1 over 6 x squared y. That's our answer because we don't need to worry about like finding these undefined. So that's our answer right there. Oh yeah. So yeah, it's pretty simple, but now let's move on to the next problem. And that next problem is just very simple. This one's the same, just another simplified problem. This one's actually much bigger. It's gonna be a little bit more difficult. This is our last problem. No, this is not our last problem, sorry. This is our second to last problem. So let's do it. So the equation is gonna be x3, okay, x3 minus 8 and over x squared minus 4. And that's divided by, divided by x squared plus x plus 4. And that's over 3x squared minus 8x. Nice and easy. So first of all, we know that if we're doing division, division is just equivalent to multiplication of these two like over. Division of these two over. So now it would just first simplify. So we know this would just be x x x. Sorry, I don't know that. Okay. So x minus 2 times x squared plus 2x x squared plus 2x plus 4 plus all over x plus 2 x minus 2. Nice and easy. And now multiply by, and we can simplify this, so it just be x times x times 3x minus 8 over x squared plus 2x plus 4, because for some reason that one can be simplified. So these two cannot be simplified for some reason. Too bad. I don't know. But it's better now, because now we can just cancel them out. So we can just cancel them out. And then cancel this out. So now it's just the canceling out part. Cancel these out. So now we have x over 3x minus 8 is over x plus 2. Alright. Believe it or not, we've come to the end. That is our answer. Very, very simple. See, this is very, very simple. That's all you need to do. Seems a little difficult when you first see it, but it's very simple. Okay, now the next one is actually going to look kind of difficult. But I want you to slowly listen and understand because it's very, very simple. More simple than the last one. Overall. So let's do it. So we have x squared over 9x squared minus 4y squared, all that over x squared 3 over 2y minus 3x. Alright, so this is our problem. It looks a little weird, but it's actually very simple. So first what we do, right, we take this, right? So this one we just write it down. And this one we can just simplify even more. We can do 3x plus y x minus 2y. Alright, and now we can just multiply, because remember I told you that division is just multiplication about like the opposite. So now this one we can just take times 2y minus 3x over x 3. Very simple. So now let's take that. Okay, take that. And let's do it. So first we see that we have to take okay, listen. We can cancel these two out. First, if we see that down, we can just tell there's nothing else to really simplify in this, so we can just take this out and take this out. So now we just have x squared and x3, but then that and 3x2, but this 2, if we cancel this out, we can cancel this, and this would just be equal to x. So now we just have 1. We just have 1, and then because the thing on top is 1, and on the bottom it just be x times 3x plus 2y, and there we go. That's what it is. So that's all it is to the simplifying, dividing, and multiplying radical expressions. And see you later. Bye.